Hello everyone. Thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. The latest information reaching us today is that Chidinma Ojukwu, who confessed to killing late Mr. Michael Ataga, is now saying she did not kill him. Can we imagine what is actually happening right now? So where is all of this coming from? If we could recall, there was a video I even posted, her live confession, where she was questioned and she even narrated how she killed him. And this has now made the police to take another option, that is plan B, which is a lie detector might be deployed by the Lagos State Police Command, since she's now lying and saying that she did not kill Super TV CEO Usifo Ataga. And for days, she has been admitting to the crime. Even several journalists and other investigators had questioned her. She confessed that she actually killed him. If we could recall that in a trending video interview which crime fighters, the University of Lagos claimed that she had nothing to do with the murder but only found Ataga's corpse after returning to the service apartment where they both lodged at Lekki Phase 1, Lagos State, Nigeria. Right now, this is what Chidinma Ojukwu is saying. Friends, what do you all think regarding this? Do you think too much audience is being given to this lady and that's what is prompting her to bring up different stories? The last story she left behind was where she said that Ataga and his wife was having marital issues. And the question is, was that your problem? Are you using that as an excuse to have an affair with a married man? If they were having issues in their marriage, do you have to come in between and then try to see how you could make him happy? The other day, she also came out and said she had an accomplice. She mentioned one guy, but the police didn't want to release his identity due to security reasons. He was referred to as a Yahoo boy, and she said he was the one who helped her get the funds from late Mr. Ataga's account, and also he helped her to forge the identity which she disclosed as her face but not her name on that ID card. She had new information to release, and this was what she said, reading exactly what Chidinma had mentioned. Before I was leaving, he stood up to lock the door, but when I got in, I was knocking, and when there was no answer, I opened and the door was already opened, as it wasn't locked. The duvet and pillow were on the floor. The couch was facing the door and the bed was stained with blood already. The floor where he was filled with blood, and then music and TV were on. The room already disarranged like someone broke in. Then I saw him on the floor. I didn't know what to do, so I took my things with his things and left. I was afraid. I didn't know if I had raised the alarm they would have arrested me for doing it, because I and him were just the only people in the room. I just left. I was packing my things to leave. Then I noticed that my clothes were stained. So I changed to another. I took the bag that contained his ID card and documents like bank statements. So I just packed them and put them into the nylon and left. I just did it. It is not like I had something to do with his death. I never had anything to do with his death. These were the exact words coming from Chidinma. Friends, hearing this again coming from this lady, what do we all think that is happening right now? Remember from her interview, she said that he tried to sleep with her and she refused, and they were both high because they had smoked and drank together and they took drugs together. And when she didn't want to have fun with him, that she went to the kitchen to get food to eat and he came there and met her, meanwhile that he had already knocked her head to the wall. She now took the knife and stabbed him twice on the neck, and she threw the knife to the bed, and he ran to go and get the knife. She struggled and overpowered him, got the knife and stabbed him again multiple times, and that was when he died. But when she realized he was already dead, then she took her things and left 2 days later. Now she's giving a different story, that she went out, came back, tried to knock and the door was already opened, claiming someone else had come into the house, ransacked the place, turned everything upside down, killed Mr. Ataga. If this is what she is claiming, how come his bank statements, his ID card and documents were with him? So are we understanding something is fishy going on here, that Chidinma is still not trying to say the real truth of what happened? Alright, how will a man be going out on a weekend on a Sunday night with a lady and then he will go along with his bank statements and his documents? What is he going to do with all those items when he's going to have fun with a lady? You can see that there is a twist in the whole of this incident that has actually happened. This lady is hiding a lot of things. Alright, the officer had this to say. That's a senior officer. These are his words. It appears that her lawyers or relatives are teaching her. But this is different from our investigation. This is a fake angle and she cannot dismiss conniving evidence that is already available and recorded, which she herself demonstrated. So this means she is a two-faced person. She tells lies, and when the investigation gets to a top level, they will use a lie detector to know whether she is telling the truth or not. You see, even the police officers are not buying to this. They know that obviously something is wrong somewhere. And the state commissioner of police, that Hakim, also said that the Unilag student is exhibiting traits of an active criminal. And the state commissioner of police, that's Mr. Hakim, also said that Chidinma is exhibiting traits of an active criminal with her new confession. The police chief also recalled how she was recorded the night she was arrested and the state CID. Hakim, that's the commissioner of police, had something to say, and these were his words. This is the trait of an active criminal. She was here. We recorded her. The night she was arrested, we recorded her at the state CID. Even the lady that rented the place to her, we recorded her, and we have all that. If she now has an afterthought, investigation will prove that. So friends, you see that this is really taking a twist completely. What do you think that Chidinma is up to? What do you think that she's planning? After all she had said, after everything, all evidence, with her clothes all stained, with the ID card, with the phone belonging to Mr. Ataga, with her fake ID which she had her face in it but a different name, and even mentioning she had someone, an accomplice with her. It's becoming that this lady is obviously planning something which only her is aware of what she is planning. What is she up to now? Is she trying to pull out, knowing that the family is not giving up on going to the root of what actually happened, and knowing that any case of murder, most times they sentence people to life in prison. Is this another way to escape the punishment that will come to her? Alright, if she is now claiming that she didn't have a hand in his death, how come her clothes were stained? She didn't carry him. If she claims she came in and met him in the pool of blood, did she carry him? She didn't mention she lifted him up or anything. So suddenly your clothes is stained with blood. How did that happen? A lot is still behind this particular death. But at the same time, it's so unfortunate that this happened like this. So friends, we can actually see that a whole lot is happening right now regarding this case. It's either Chidinma is trying to cover herself up, or she's trying to cover some people up, or is it that she's being threatened? What exactly do you think is happening here? How can someone come out on live television, has confessed to carrying out a crime of murder, and then few weeks later she is now declining and saying she did not carry out the crime, she just came into the room and met that? Okay, if we're analyzing this, how long did she leave the room for? Did she leave the room for over an hour or two? Because from the description of what she has said, that is not an action that would have been taken or carried out within minutes. She is claiming the couch was turned upside down. She found all his documents scattered and found him in a pool of blood with all the multiple stabs. Will anybody carry out such acts within minutes? That is not possible. Okay, if she is claiming she left the room, why did she leave the room? And then she now came back right after the whole incident has happened. Indirectly, this lady is still implicating herself, but she doesn't know that the more she's even telling lie, the more fingers are pointing at her. In situations like this, they may draw another conclusion that, okay, if she is claiming she didn't carry out this particular horrible act of murder, then she planned with the people, because why did she leave the room and they had access and came into the room? She came back after the whole act has been done, which means they planned the time, and when they had finished, they called her to come back. Because there are different meanings that could be read from what she is saying right now. It still doesn't even exonerate her from being part of the murder. You were alone with him and suddenly you left the room and you claimed the room was locked. Who locked the room before you left? Okay, if it was Mr. Ataga who locked the room and then you came back knocking on the door, why would you start knocking on the door? And when she didn't get any response, she realized the door was opened. The whole story doesn't even add up. She's mixing up things together. Obviously, something is fishy in this whole drama. She has been caught. It's either she open up and say the truth about what happened, and if she's trying to cover up people, she should know that eventually, just as this act was open, because it was an agreement between her and Mr. Ataga, they went to have fun secretly, went to a private place, but at the end of the day, all their privacy has now come out in the open. It has now become a thing of public talk, a thing of public comments, and people are already aware of what has happened. That is to say that nothing is hidden under the sun. So no matter how she tries to either cover people up, who knows what she's doing, or try to exonerate herself, the truth will eventually come up. If she was the one who did that, or if she didn't do it alone, or if she hired people to do that, it will definitely come to the open and everybody will get to know how Mr. Ataga died. But you would ask another question: why did they want him dead? This wasn't just an act of carrying out a lady and having fun with her. It's looking like something that was actually planned, and they really meant to take this man's life away from him. Fine, The other question is, what were his account statements and documents doing in that room? That is not his house. He only came out to have fun. So if people are having fun, do they go ahead with their account statements and account documents and all of that documents? She didn't mention the specific documents, but she said documents were also in the room. Was this man threatened? Before going to that place with this lady, was there any form of threat, either on his life or on his family's life or something? When things are coming up like this, one and two be put together, people will be having different thoughts, different opinions, and different assumptions. They can't all be true, but at the end, you will definitely get the truth from this whole incident. It's still a pity that Mr. Ataga died in a very horrible way. You stab someone multiple times and you gain access to the person's account. It's so gruesome for anybody to experience something like this. In as much as Chidinma wants to go ahead to either exonerate herself or cover some people up, whatever she's doing will definitely come out in the open, and they will find out if that act was carried by Chidinma alone, or probably she arranged other people to carry out this horrible act with her. Friends, what do you all think with this latest information now that has popped up today? Chidinma is revealing she is not part of the killer. Friends, please, if you have anything to say, you could put that down at the comment section. Thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.